Hi everybody, we're Rob and Leslie Hildebrand.
Welcome to the Chateau de la Grifferaie.
3 years ago, we sold or mortgaged everything we had to buy this beautiful chateau.
With the hope that we could create a special place of learning for young people to learn about their world and themselves.
It's been an amazing adventure so far, with so much more to come.
So come along with us as we wake this sleeping beauty and restore her to her former glory.
Hey everybody, it's Sunday, time for a new video from the Chateau de la Grifferaie. Just Rob here. Now you might be looking at the screen going, wait, I see Rob and Leslie, and I only hear Rob. Why is that? Guys, we did not think we were gonna get a video up this week. We had my computer go down for a few days, and I thought there's no way we're gonna be able to edit. Magically, it came back together last night, and so we are getting a video. We have tons and tons of footage, but we didn't have an intro and a conclusion. So I actually went back into the archives, found this one we never used, and thought Leslie looks so lovely that let's just put it on while I talk. Enjoy the video, all kinds of things. The attack of the birds, a trip to Fontainebleau. We have so much content. We're gonna have to split it into two, another one on Wednesday, but enjoy this for now. Fontainebleau. Bingley and Leslie, although Bingley will not be able to go inside. Yeah, we're doing a bit of a working vacation today. We have some new hotels in Paris that we've never been to, and so we need to find out where the students can eat. So we're gonna go in for one day, buy some stuff at Costco. And we thought on the way, we may as well check out this amazing chateau that we have never seen, Fontainebleau, one of the big ones in town. 1,000 years of French history. 2 emperors, several kings have lived here. Really quite something. They say it's like a small Versailles without the crowds, but we'll see. Maybe not small. Never a dull moment. I came home to 2 blackbirds who I have no idea how they got in the house. And they can't seem to find this open window. Come on guys, not that one. It's the one in the middle.
I was just ready to head outside and the dog was barking furiously. And I'm like, what is he barking at? There must be something outside. And what do I see this morning? Again? He's not stuffed. He's real. Like, what in the world? How are these things getting in? I am just baffled. Excuse me, Mr. Bird, but I do not appreciate the things that you're leaving behind. Can I just say? I have every window you can imagine and every door closed, and yet we still can't get them out. So we're trying to figure out how in the world these birds are getting in. I can only imagine it's maybe we have 2 chimneys that sort of have stuff that fall, and there is more stuff here right now. So I mean, I don't know, maybe. It seems weird. We've never had blackbirds in the house before, so that's peculiar. Let's go check out the other one. So last night with the other 2 birds, we made sure and shut the attic door to the servants' staircase. That's the London bathroom. And that's not been reopened. And these haven't been reopened. So it can't be from here. I can't even get the door open with my left hand apparently. So nobody's in here, clearly. So it's not that fireplace, and I'm pretty sure it's not gonna be from in there because clearly they didn't get through that door. So bizarre. So bizarre. Let's go check the other wing. Okay, let's go check this side. This side's likely, clearly nothing here. Uh-oh. I think there's another one because I hear the thing barking. Let's shut this door, and we're gonna shut this door. Eliminate options. And what is, ooh! Well, there he is. Live action. Okay, well, let's see what we can do here. Stay tuned. Ooh, Amy girl's room, she's not gonna be happy with that. But meanwhile, let's get this window open. I'm gonna have to put you guys down, I'll let you know. Okay, so he's in here. So let's see if we can get a window open. Where is he is the question. I hear him. Okay, he's in Amy's bathroom. That's good news. Let's get over here and hopefully he'll sit still for a minute, not hit any of us in the head. Try to get this open so that he will get out this window. Okay, bird, come on. I'm not going in there to get the door window open. There's not enough room. But if you're smart, perhaps. Yeah, I know, you're not getting out that window. And clearly it's not that fireplace, as you can see. Oh, dude, there you go. Good job. Okay, poor guy. Okay, well, he made it out. But seriously, what in the world? This is getting ridiculous.
Come inside. Let's go inside. It's a new morning. Time to get back to work. And to clean up from the birds. The birds that lived in our house for a day or so, bless their hearts, who used our landing as their personal bathroom. I gotta be honest, I love living in the country more than in the city. You know, Paris has got a lot of cool stuff, but man, I don't know, at this point in life, I don't know that you could pay me to live there. So much people, so many rats and garbage, noise, no space. I guess we're here in the road right now in the morning. As the crops grow up front, then you can't hear the road so much, especially if it's corn. But I love living in the countryside here. New week, back at it. Let's see if I can zoom out here. We're gonna start today on got a tarp on the floor. We're gonna start on the ceiling, get that done. I imagine you know this, if you guys have been watching our show, you know this. One of the things that makes us different than many of the channels is that our primary purpose is to study abroad and the students. So obviously that's gonna take time, and because of that we had to go to Paris and do some scouting, which was good. And also because of that we have to do like hotel bookings and all kinds of things, transcripts and questions from parents and IRS documents and bank documents and French, paperwork, all kinds of things. And so it can't just be the house. So you'd love to see, we're still hoping to get this room done by the end of March. The clock keeps ticking, but here we go. Let's do some painting. Hey friends, okay, doing some painting today, and I got a time lapse for you. But since it's boring to watch a time lapse by itself, maybe I'll talk a little bit. So the ceiling's looking good. I got one coat on. It's still drying, so as paint dries, it sometimes looks a little patchy. And of course, I overlapped with the trim a little bit because we'll get the trim later. But yeah, I was playing the music and I was listening to this song, and it's not a popular song off Handel's Messiah. It's he was despised and rejected, a man of sorrows. And I think one of the reasons, here's your warning for Christianity talk. I think one of the reasons the Christian story is so compelling that billions of people on this planet have been moved by it is you have this story about a God who creates humans, he creates this beautiful world, humans rebel against him, and then spends thousands of years reaching out to them. If you actually read the whole story, it's really quite beautiful. And as I was listening to this song, I'll try to do this without crying. You listen to the words. He was despised and rejected, a man of sorrows and well acquainted with grief. You have, again, in the Christian story, this God who cares so much for his people that he comes to the planet and suffers, dying on the cross. But even before that, his life, it's sacrifice, and just a true love, the passion of the Christ. Anyways, beautiful. And if you like classical music, Handel's Messiah is so beautiful, and even more if you understand the story behind it. I know we have people that have different views on beliefs on this channel, and you're welcome. You're very welcome to come with us on this channel. But I sometimes like to talk from the heart a little bit.
All right, the frames made it into the delivery all the way to our house. Rob gets a little annoyed with deliveries around here. However, when they come, it's fantastic. They're getting better, actually. Certain companies are better than others. However, all right, we got the first one framed up. I think he's looking, let's see if I can't even get an angle here. Looking pretty good. There's our one little pheasant with as many flowers as I could get in. And now we're on to frame number 2.
Absolutely beautiful day. Had to come out and do some mowing, and also the hedge. That gives you a good idea how much we're taking off. Again, it'll grow back in no time. But some of them are getting so thick that you couldn't cut them with the hedge trimmer. See if I can find an example here. Yeah. So when they start getting too thick, oh yeah, look at that one. Oh man. You don't really have a lot of options other than to just take the whole thing. Otherwise, it just keeps getting higher and higher and higher. Looks a little raggedy now, but it'll come back. Don't worry.
Like all things in life, it's about extremes. Beautiful day today, sunny, which I don't think we're used to. I started weeding the hedge out there, and it is warm. So it's supposed to be so more cloudy this afternoon. I will go back out later, and I will do some inside stuff. It is very bad weeds out there, and the ivy is going crazy. Apparently this spring has been its perfect scenario. Anyways, so we got this table from the Brocante a week ago or so, and it is dirty and kind of got stains and stuff like that. So I found some French restoring oil, perhaps. You know, the products are just different here. I kind of have things nailed in North America of all our products, so what does what. So it's a learning curve all over trying to figure that kind of stuff out. But I think we're gonna give this a go and see what's gonna work best so that everyone can enjoy sitting here and eating. Well, that came together in quite short order. I think it's looking great, actually. It's kind of like a restore finish kind of vibe. This one I did get tinted, so it's slightly darker now than the base, but I haven't really done a lot on the base yet. I did polish up the finial down below, so it's shiny, and gave a basic wipe down of the rest, but it's really the top that I want to try and get more durable and clean, because that's what we'll be working on. And I kind of like the patina of the rest of it. I suspect the top will fade and change over time anyway, but for now, I think it turned out pretty good considering.
Bonjour, mes amis. So it's me, it's Rob, it's your friend. We've had a really interesting day. In fact, honestly, it's been an interesting week. You know, the trip to Paris, checking out Fontainebleau and all the hotels and restaurants. Interesting week. And then coming home to birds. In fact, I think I've counted 12 birds in the house today. Pardon me, this week, not 12 today. 2 when we got home, another 4 or 5 in the morning. And then 4 up in the attic. So we think they're coming down a chimney because all the windows are closed, the doors are closed, they're barred. Je ne sais pas. I have no idea. I have no idea where they're coming from, but we are, anyways, interesting week. Then this morning we had our friend Jeremy, our electrician and also friend, come over, and he met with Enatus, which is the company that does all the infrastructure stuff for all the power systems in France. Really good meeting, really interesting meeting. Now, we were trying to figure out why we're paying so much, like 800-900 euro, even 800 when we're not here. And the good news we found, first of all, we figured out the situation, number 1. Number 2, we've also, we understand where the problem is. And number 3, we've got some solutions. So, you know, in all things considered, a pretty good day. Now, real talk, it's not perfect. We were hoping that maybe the transformer was leaking electricity or something. It turns out, first of all, we own the transformer, so if the transformer is broken, that'd be very bad. So they came out and checked it out, and they found out that the transformer by itself, you shut everything else off, the transformer is using 1300 or like 1.3 kilowatt hour. So 1300 watts all day, all night, every day, every night is going directly to the transformer. It's like 600 amp transformer, kilovolt amp, and we're only using, so on a typical day, Leslie and I will use 40 kilovolt amps if we're not running a bunch of stuff. If it's like a really cold and we've got a heater running overnight, maybe it's closer to 60 kilovolt amps, maybe 100 if the students are here. So a small day, 40 kilowatt amps, 32 of those go to the transformer. That means we're using almost no electricity, which I thought, because we had everything turned off. I'm like, I don't know how we can be, you know, wasting electricity. but most of it's going to the transformer because of course it has to step down from 20,000 volts down to 412 or 220, whatever the case may be. So okay, so good news, bad news. So good news, not broken. Bad news for us is that thing's always going to run. It's going to cost that much just because that's the situation. You buy a Chateau, a big huge Chateau on a former amusement park, and there's going to be some electrical costs. That's half the problem. The other problem is we have a terrible deal with EDF. Like 20, whatever it is, 28, 35, and 55 is just a terrible deal. And so we need to go negotiate a better deal. And I need to make sure I get someone that can translate when we're talking to them so that we can get a better deal. That'll help us out. Okay, so solutions. That's the problem. Solutions. We have some solutions. They suggested a couple things. Apparently in France, if you put in a 3,000 watt system, solar electric, like 3 kilowatts, so whatever that is, 8, 10, 12 panels, you can do that without any permits, and you can just buy like basically a home installation solar kit, and then you tell EDF, you let them know that you've connected to the network, but you can basically do it yourself or with your own electrician. And they say that's less than $3,000. So if we bought one of those, one of the temporary solutions is that would probably provide us with about 20 kilowatts a day ish, maybe more some days, less some days. And the good news is the sun is out more when we have students. That's good. So when we need the power, the sun is out shooting hard. Also, the other thing that's good is the power's quite a bit more expensive in the day in France. So when the power is most expensive, that's when we'd be getting help from solar. That would kind of knock about half of it off. It ties into the grid. It's simple, no batteries. So we're considering that. The cost of that's only $3,000, so real cheap. Our electrician Jeremy was saying, the way you guys are paying for electricity, it would pay for itself in like 4 months. To put things in perspective, you can see it's the 20th day of the month, March, here, and we've used 908 kilowatt hours so far this month. At 20 days times 32, 640 kilowatt hours of that 900 is the transformer. We've only used 300 ourselves. So tragically, that is power that could be heating this house or running dehumidifiers. The other piece of good news is that if we did run solar, I thought you'd have to have it close to the house, which of course would be ugly. Clearly, we're not putting solar panels on that roof. Beautiful house. But apparently you can put it anywhere on the grid. And so since we have the restaurant is on the grid, we could run the solar panels potentially on those two, on the left side of those two triangles. We could run solar panels. You don't even see it from the front. You don't even see it from the Chateau or from the road when you come in. And it's facing south. And I'm told that 45-degree angle is pretty much optimum, which it looks to be what those are. So, that's a good possibility. Or on the other hand, we could put it directly out behind the restaurant. There's some wide open territory there. Or even here, just in front. And that's out of the way. There's, I think, no trees. I'll have to watch the sun all day and make sure that it gets continuous sun, but I think it does.
Come on, Bingy. Good job. You're gonna be a sheepdog yet. Come on, let's go. Let's go look at the other room. We're gonna shut Amy's door because, yeah. So we have had a pigeon come through this little hole in the past. This has got to be what they're coming down. So clearly there's something about the chimney up there that they're getting through, apparently. But look, oh my goodness, it drives me nuts. They make a mess everywhere. Oh, ay. Okay, well, we've got to get to the bottom of that because that's so not okay. So I'm coming into this bathroom that they've destroyed. Oh, there's another one. Yeah, there's two. Yeah. Well, again, live action. Oh, dude, the window's right there. There you go. Good job. Okay, number one. So this has seriously become a problem. Let's see if the next one can get out. We're just gonna stand. Maybe I should shut the door. Hey, Bingy, where are you? Come here. Come here. Come. Yeah, let's get somebody moving around here. You see there's another one in there? Go get him. Go tell him to fly. Okay? Bingy, look inside. Go in there. Go look for the bird. Do you see a bird? He's in there. Go look. Go see. Go on. No, not out there. Yeah, go look. Where is he? Do you see a bird in there? Where is he, Bingy? Yeah. Good job, Bing. I'm just gonna back up. This one's not quite so smart, apparently. Is he not gonna come out, Bingy? Is he stuck? What's the deal? Yeah, I know. You're right. That's where they need to go. Okay, so where the heck's this bird and why is he not coming out? Where is it? Are they sitting up on top of that heater thing? I bet they are, because I hear the feet. Okay, well, this is gonna take two hands again, apparently. Okay, so we have one more in there, and the Bang isn't having any luck. He's sitting up high on that water heater up there. I'm too short. Doesn't matter what I wave around. He doesn't seem to care. Oh, maybe he's moving. Or not. Oh dear. So anyway, this may take a while. We'll let you know if we get them all out. Meanwhile, this bird fabric on the wall is getting a little too realistic.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is unheard of. Sun, first thing in the morning, streaming into the morning room. House is warm. Oh, Leslie was saying, man, if we could get it to like, it's 14 in the house right now, getting close to 60 Fahrenheit. If you could have it like this all the time, no problem. No problem. Mr. Bingley's happy. He's got the fur coat. But again, we just got to keep that sun on the camera. Ooh, beauty. Well, this little busy beaver is working hard and painting the spindles, and they look great. Boy, can you see it on the... They were gray, and now you painted them black.
Well, you can say the gray one's here.
Yeah, come in tight.
Yeah, you know, sometimes you just want to do something fast, just for some fast gratification. This was one of those moments. I'm like, you know what? I got the paint. This was from outside when we did that pole, you know, with the sign. Mm. And I just was in the mood.
Oh, I should touch up the lantern.
Ah.
Because it's when you're, yeah, because there's some dings for sure. Yeah. Once you're done.
Great. Let's remember that.
All right, well, there's time to get a little painting in. Leslie's working hard on that rail, so I gotta get going too. I almost could have left it. My goodness, you know, if you're looking at it live, I think honestly the camera you can see a little bit more, even the imperfections, but it actually looked pretty good. And I'm just gonna put the second half on there. You know, for example, that's only one coat there. Looks great. You can't, in person, you can't see anything unusual. Man, the camera does pick up some interesting looks, so you can see some issues with the camera. But in live, no, nothing. Looks perfect. When it dries, you'll see what I'm talking about. Back up the scaffolding. Someone's working hard. Hard weeding. No small amount of weeds. Back to the radiator wall. And we've got these 8 brackets to take off. The right tool makes all the difference. Like if I try to use one of these guys, how am I gonna get in there? See how tricky that's gonna be? I can't really get around because this thing's in the way. So that would be extremely slow, extremely hard, you know? But then you put this guy on it. Chink. That easy. The right tool makes all the difference. That is a good feeling, having those big holes plugged. And every time I use this stuff, it's the rapid fill, and it's sandable, and you can do holes without limit. I just think, why don't I always do this? You know, it's so tempting. Yeah, that's gonna be fantastic. It is tempting to use this stuff because it comes in the pail, it's already mixed, you just kind of put it on. But it takes like a day to dry, sometimes longer. And then if it's anything at all, if the hole's at all of any size, it shrinks and shrivels and cracks and all that. So it's not nearly as good Whereas this stuff, the fast dry, 45 minutes, recoat in an hour and a half. And it's powder, so it's a little more work off the start, but then you only use as much as you use and you don't waste it. So yeah, good stuff. Still have those big wood holes to fill. Those are gonna be challenging. But I think for the time being, we're gonna start putting some paper on the wall. This is gonna be undercoat. And again, we have vinegared many times with this mold. Maybe we need to take some bleach just to make it look better. I don't know, but I think it's gotta be dead. I mean, it sure looks bad on camera. It doesn't look so bad live. All right, we're heading into town. It's evening time, but we need to get some replacement glass for that window, and Leslie needs to look at some fabric. So we're gonna try to get in a quick trip, run in before the stores close.
Just in case you're in need of a shot of color and it's a rainy, cold day at your house, which it's not rainy today, but aren't these just juicy and fantastic? Ranunculus, always gorgeous. As a child, we called these lady slippers. They always fascinated me in general. Aren't they cute? Oh my goodness. I rarely see them, but maybe they grow really well here. That's very fun.
Evening time, the lights are going on and the sun keeps going down later, so I gotta adjust these lights to come on later. We don't need lights yet, but it is still cool. Leslie was remarking, we were just talking today about the electrical and all the stuff that's gone on, and her comment was that she was amazed at how the last 4 or 5 years have gone on, and it seems like we have one difficulty and then God brings a solution, and then we have another one, and then he brings a solution, and then another one, and then a solution. And it's just like her thought was, it's incredible how he has spaced things out in such a way that we could manage them. Like we bought this thing, and then COVID hit, and obviously huge problems. Huge problems. Can't get into the country, and we have to cancel a session. We couldn't have any revenue from study abroad, so hugely challenging. Then we get here and there's huge leaks. There's leaks all over the place, water getting into the chateau. And so, obviously COVID ended, and then God brings some folks by to help us with the roof, incredible. And then we don't have a vehicle, and then God takes care of that with the van coming. And now we're running into electrical problems. And yet there seems like there's solutions on the horizon with that too. It's really quite remarkable. I suppose there's two ways to look at it. You could look at it like a pessimist and, oh, there's always something. And there is always something. This is a complicated house. But on the positive side, it's remarkable how it's been spaced out well enough that it's manageable mentally for us. Try to get the trees flanking the house there. Anyways, yeah, quite something. Mr. Bingley and I, time to go in before he gets swooped up by an owl. Let's go, Bubs.
I've got my little buddy next to me. Hey, Bingley. I know. And he's just happy when we sit still for a minute so that he can sit. I wanted to say a big thanks to our Patreon supporters. We went and got ourselves a steam cleaner because, see those chairs over there? I had gotten a while ago, stellar deal, but they're the upholstery's kind of gross. And there's no budget for upholstery right now. So I want to try and get them clean, as well as the stair carpet and several other things that I'm sure have great need of being clean. So big thanks to all our Patreon followers and supporters. My goodness, you guys, you have no idea all these little things we would never be able to get if it wasn't for you guys supporting us every month. Well, we're making progress all the way down to the basement, which I don't think you can see because the light's not on, to the main floor, and now coming up to the little landing that has a little sketch of our house. At the end of a session, students will sign around the house, and I think it'll be fun when the wall gets filled in with everybody. And we have one more floor. I hope to take that up to the doorway where we pop out at the London bathroom, and then I'll probably stop from there. But hey, Bingy, what's up? What you doing? I know, I'm sitting up here in stinky paint land. I know, I'm doing oil on here. It was like a paint I had for outside. Don't touch, mister. And it'll dry a little longer, but I think it'll be sturdier. So let's hope. All right, as per customary, when we do reno, Rob always puts our initials up there. Funny. We're putting up the liner paper. It's very exciting. And obviously we have a few more coats on the trim to do, but we're on the way.
I wanted to try putting some paper on, and so in fact we got some on. That's good. A couple of rolls, a little high, and then I realized really the smart thing to do is to do the trim first, which is a dog. Oh, it's slow. Now the bottom line, of course, isn't edged because the wallpaper is going to go over it. So the top line is pretty close to what it's going to look like. We may put a second coat. We'll see. But it is slow. It's taken hours and hours to get around there. So I'm gonna try a smaller brush. Leslie gave me this. We'll see if it helps for one of the spots. Okay, Leslie's happy with the roof. That's good news. Be easier to see once we get wallpaper on it. I think I am gonna have to put a second coat on it because sometimes you can see through a little bit. Now, you don't want, you know, if you watch these Chateau shows, you see a fair amount of DIY, and certainly we're no exception. You don't want to follow me for to learn how to do trade stuff. I am not an expert. I'm very much a hack. There's really only two topics that we can legitimately talk about with some degree of expertise, and the first is design. Leslie is a very good designer. Like quite a bit better than you guys realize. Like everything she does is amazing. She has more work than when she opens herself up to take clients, she has more than she can handle. And the project she do turns out incredible. It's funny because sometimes, you know, you're a little defensive as a husband. And the other day somebody was writing, and this is okay. Said, hey, I'm not sure if I like that color. And that's cool because people like different colors and there's no accounting for taste. But I was sitting there thinking, yeah, we're gonna go with Leslie because for one thing, we've been married 32 years. I was there when HGTV emailed her and said, hey, we'd like to set up a meeting because we'd like you to do some content for our webpage and stuff. She's a bona fide expert. If she hadn't married me, she would have been a famous designer that made a ton of money. But she did marry me, thankful for me, not for her. And then perhaps my expertise, I guess, would be just youth work and to a lesser degree, maybe Christianity. You know, I got a doctorate in it and 30 years experience, chaired a department. But other than that, home repair, no, you know, probably, you know, just, you can get ideas from us, but you'll really want to watch some other videos. But I did learn one thing. Okay, all that was a lot of prolegomena, wasn't it? All that to say, I did learn one thing. When you're doing trim, like this, and then you're putting wallpaper up to it, the worst thing you can do is leave a line of the old paint in between the new and the old. So when you're doing the first one, make sure and overlap a bit. So then if the wallpaper, if I don't get it quite perfect up to the top, no one will be able to tell because it's painted. There's a DIY tip that I'm learning. The other one is use the right brush. Oh my goodness, what a difference. 2 coats. So much nicer when the ceilings are painted and not all cracked.
So Rob's been out here weed whipping and cutting down suckers of trees and burning them. So it has been a lovely day for that. This little tree, which you can't really actually see right now, is blooming, which is always lovely. So that's been fun. And then there was this clump here. And now I think I know what one is, but I don't know what one is not. So let's play the plant game again, shall we? Who's gonna help me? So we see there's these two here. Actually, you can see this guy and this guy have these kinds of leaves popping out like that. And they're all over, all the way up, those two trunks. Then this other, so that's him and him. Then there's this other little cluster. And these have this on the end. And they're all the way down the branches. And this has never, I don't believe, ever bloomed before. Because every year we keep trying to prune and take stuff out that looks dead or weird or annoying. As you can see, it's being inundated with ivy again. What else is new around here? But that's part of the spring of getting to some of these things. So keep, not keep. I think one for sure is worth keeping. I'm not sure about the other. All right, guys, plant game. Who's gonna let me know what these guys are? Someone else is pretty happy about sitting outside, hearing the birds, hearing the pheasant squawk, hearing the cars go by, sitting under the trees. Hey, Bingy. It's a good life, right?
My goal this year was to try to take one day a week and work outside just because I love it. And it's much more fun, and partly for mental health, just to keep yourself going so the house renovation doesn't drag on you too much. And partly because it needs to be done. Now, this is a job that's needed to be done for a while. If you look closely, you'll see that there's mistletoe in some of those branches. We're burning them off. They were infecting. I'll back up here and swing over. They were starting to get into this patch, and so I think Jason cut them down last fall, which is great. And now they're nice and dry, and we're back. And I mean, there's not a lot of danger for fire today. It's been raining constantly. There's standing water everywhere, but we'll burn off some of this scruff, and that'll be a good feeling. Tree of Gondor. Yay. Yeah, this is a beauty. And I know I've mentioned this before. It'll get even more beautiful as we go. This was our first work week. One of the guys came out, and it was a big mess everywhere, and we cut out everything except one leader. Said, "Hey, I gave you a tree," and it's a beauty. Yeah, I'll cut those suckers out. I'm coming out with a chainsaw. We're gonna cut some stuff, and then coming over here, we're gonna cut out. That's a big mess, and these guys are falling over. So we're gonna clean this all up and then try to get rid of that burn pile over there. Not all at once because we don't want to start a fire, but I'm coming around, warning. But yeah, park. Leslie wanted a park-like feel, and she's getting one. It does feel that way. Oh, good. And she has lunch started. Yay! That gives you the scale of the house, eh? And the trees, Leslie. Everything's so big. Like even you're wallpapering and you're like, okay, here we go. And then you realize, man, it's 15 feet tall and the room's huge. It's like, it just takes forever. Can you still see her? Has she disappeared? You can see Bingley. Look at how small she is compared to the trees in the house. Wow. I'm trying so hard to capture this on the camera, but it's not. It's just this big, walking up to the side of the house at night with the full moon behind it. Super spooky. Look when I zoom in just a little bit. Yeah, isn't that bizarre, the camera? It's super bright. Neither one of them really captures that. Yeah, well, it's cool. Big ghost-like house. Found a little spot right next to the Fontainebleau, and I ordered the appetizer, plate, and dessert. Unless they just had the plate and dessert, but they gave her a little soup anyways, just to be nice. Isn't that nice?
That's awesome.
And of course, bread. Okay, the main course has come out. I have the salmon spaghetti, and Leslie has the lasagna.
Yes,
Thank you. And new bread. Woo. Dessert is out. We got some tart citron, and then our chocolate fondant, and a little bit of coffee. Yay! Thank you. Merci beaucoup.
Nice.
Bon gourmandise. There it is, part one. Join us for part two to see lots of interior shots of Fontainebleau with Leslie's design comments. Also more work on the yard and in the house. And we'll see you guys on Wednesday.